Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Bob Degrees Audio Stories. I'm coming live to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in this cool little Airbnb that I'm at. Beautiful stained glass windows. It's an old church, which is kind of cool. Since you liked the story of, I heard anyways, that people like the story of Dreamy Love, which was it's about a guy who fell in love with a dream that never really happened. I wrote it when I was in Key West. I thought since you guys like that, I would read you another one that's similar. It's called The Spirit of Key West. Fans run on high as the temperature rises and the palm trees sway back and forth in the ocean breeze. James walked these streets for years. They are his home. People seem to know him as he approaches, trying to connect with everyone who passes. Whether people acknowledge him or not, he just seems happy to be alive. His life was not blessed. His parents split up and wanted nothing to do with him. When he was 7, he was left in the care of a neighbor, Sally. Sally was 50, but looked 70. Her skin looked like old shoe leather. She didn't work. Most of her days were spent either sleeping or watching TV. Having never had children or much responsibility, Sally let James come and go as he pleased. Once, Sally took James to school, but school wasn't his thing. At 9 years old, he ran away from home, never to return. From that point on, life was an adventure. Routine was not a part of James's world, and that's just how he liked it. I first met James while walking to breakfast at Pepe's in Key West. He tried to approach me, but out of fear I crossed the street, immediately feeling terrible for doing so. While eating, I asked Kara, my waitress, about him. She told me James was the spirit of the town, and that there was no need to fear. James was one friendly guy, she said. He wouldn't hurt a flea. During my week in Key West, I got to know James well. I saw him almost daily, and he was truly a positive light. I began to look forward to our encounters. On my last day, I made a point to take a walk with him. He had a way of living life that I deeply admired, showing me places I had never seen before. He had introduced me to his friends at the park, but honestly, anyone who took the time to know James became his friend. I cherished the time we spent together. It was truly enlightening. And at the end of the day, he walked me to my rental car. As I looked into his eyes, an awkward silence fell between us. Then I turned back to my car and headed to the airport. His eyes haunted me all the way back to the mainland. It was as if he had something more to share, or maybe just a bittersweet farewell. Happy to have met, but sad to see me go. One thing was certain, James reminded me that we all can learn at any time in life. Well, let me do that again. One thing that's for certain, James reminded me that we can learn at any time in our life. We are always told never to judge a book by its cover, yet we rarely embrace that lesson. That's why hate still lingers in so many hearts. What a blessing to be reminded of this by my new friend. With that, I smiled, felt grateful, and continued on my journey. The following year, I returned to Key West, excited to catch up with James. I stopped into Pepe's, as I always did, and asked about him, mentioning that I had not seen him yet. Kara's face fell as she told me what happened. Bob, the day after you left, James was crossing the street when a drunk tourist ran a stop sign and hit him. He was in surgery for several hours. Locals who knew him took him to the hospital, praying that he would pull through. Yet, he didn't. The spirit of Key West marks his grave. Hopefully he is roaming the streets in the dog parks of heaven, where I'm sure he is just as loved, if not more than he was, in the fine town of Key West. May God bless you, James. In the comments, I would love you to share what you think of James, if that's possible. I know it's a very short story, but tell me if you've ever had an experience like that. Anyways, signing off from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The next time you'll hear from me, I will be much further west than I am right now. Thanks for tuning in to Bob DeGree's Audio Stories, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps me and it doesn't cost you a thing. I appreciate you all. God bless.